on to this, listeners, there is always hope. Always. Never, ever think that, you have to live and feel like that. So, and I just love the name of your book, Nope to Hope. Is just amazing. It's it just says it all, doesn't it? It just says it all. So I want to.
Well,
sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, did you want to talk a little bit about the book? I was just going to dive into your son, actually. But do you want to talk a little bit about the book?
Yeah, we can talk about the book a little bit because it relates to what we're talking about right now in terms of dealing with the negativity and the depression and the wanting your situation to change. And maybe feeling suicidal, maybe wanting, your life to end. The thing though is you don't actually want your life to end. You want your situation that you're in to end, and you want your pain to end. Yeah. That's the biggie. You want that emotional pain to just go away. And you think, oh, well, if I kill myself, then I'm not going to have any more problems. Well, that may be, but your family's going to have problems because they're going to have to deal with losing you. Same with your friends, and it's going to impact more people than when you actually think. And the thing is you really, really don't want your pain to end. You're so frustrated that you don't know who you can turn to. You don't know what to do, and you have to, you want to get out of the situation that you're in, but you don't know how. And so that's what my book offers. It offers a lot of different strategies, easy to accomplish, actionable ones, for changing your negative thoughts into positive ones and for learning how to live a happier life. Some of these strategies or techniques include using positive affirmations, which is my absolute favorite one. There's visualization, meditation, improving your self-image, setting goals you can actually accomplish. A ton of other things are included in this book. And these strategies and techniques worked for me. And by using them, I was able to go from a suicidal mess to a success. And so what I have done in the book to help people even further is I provided actionable exercises, thought and action exercises, I call them, at the end of each chapter that the readers can fill out and start taking charge of their own life right away so that they can start seeing results immediately and continue their path of moving forward and on to a happier life. In the book, there's temporary and long-term coping strategies. There's a chapter on identifying your emotions and releasing negativity from your life, how to form healthy habits one step at a time. There's changing your mindset by using positive affirmations. There's using the law of attraction to get what you want out of life and how to create your path to a happier life. There's so much. There's even more than this. There's actually a link on one of my websites, my LorraineReguli.com website, talks about From Nope to Hope, the book and ebook release, because this is available in print as well as a digital format on Amazon. It's also available through my website, Wording Well, at a 40% off discount. And the link is there. So if you just Google From Nope to Hope, get it on sale, the link will be the first one in the search results. So if you Google From Nope to Hope on sale, you should be brought right directly to the place where you can get it for the cheapest price possible. And in that, you will get a PDF that you can download to your computer or phone or device, whatever you're using, tablet, iPad, whatever. And you can actually type in the exercises at the end of each chapter. So I paid a formatter extra to do that for me, to make that feature available, just because I know how important it is for someone to want to apply what they have learned right away. And by answering the questions and doing the exercises and taking those steps, one step at a time, it will make a huge impact on your life, and be able to change your life from whatever kind of situation you're in now, to deal with your emotional pain and move on to live happier lives.
Wow, thank you for that, Lorraine. I'm so I'm so pleased that we brought that in into this part of our show today, because it's something that's just going to can help everybody right now, isn't it? And it sounds to me like it's a real self-help and very much a practical thing, something that you can actually do, as opposed to just perhaps thinking about in a different way. So thank you, Lorraine. That's wonderful for that, and I will be putting mentioning some links at the end as well. If you didn't catch those, we will be mentioning those again.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're most welcome, and thank you. It's such an important message you've got, Lorraine, to get out there, is making that connection, because I think in so much of this we feel alone, and I think that is destroying. It is soul destroying to think that you're the only one suffering like that. You couldn't possibly tell anyone, and you don't know what to do about it. So that connection is absolutely key. Let's start connecting, with each other, because that's what human beings do. We connect, and there's, in some ways, in this day and age, we've got a lot of disconnect, and we really want to get that connection back again, at that emotional level. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about your son, because you've obviously been through a huge amount with him, and you mentioned there that he was out of your life for around 3 years.
Yes.
So tell me now, how is the relationship with your son after all of this stuff you've been through? And obviously, you've been incredibly honest with your son. He knows the whole works here. So what are things like now?
Things are beautiful now. I am so pleased to tell you. We have an excellent relationship. We have a strong bond. We love each other so much now. I mean, I've always loved him. I just didn't know how to show it all the time. And he, at points, hated me for the different things that I did and said and put him through.
I guess that was more hating your behavior as such, but not.
But it was, he's such an incredible person. When we reconnected after I told him about, how I nearly died from this burst appendix I had, he knew something in me had changed.
Wow.
And he gave me a second chance. He said he could tell just by talking to me, by the sound of my voice, the tone of my voice, and whatever kind of passion was like inside of me. He knew I was being 100% honest with him. He knew I wasn't doing drugs anymore, or prostitution, or any of that bad stuff. And he knew that I wanted to build a happier life for not just myself, but him as well. And when he gave me that, that second chance, we talked about everything. I cried. I can't tell you how many tears of guilt and joy and happiness and everything all turned, roiled together inside of me. Because, I felt guilt for so many years and for so long, and we were able to talk about it. And the reason why I say he's so incredible is because he's like, Mom, it's in the past. Let's just move forward now. We're both in different places. And, let's not dwell on the past. Let's just look to the future and, be positive and happy. And let's repair our relationship and move forward. And I was like, but what about all this? He's like, Mom, don't worry about it. Let it go. He says, I've learned to let it go. You need to let it go too. And I thought, what an amazing thing for such a beautiful young man to say. And this is my son, I was flabbergasted. And I was overjoyed that he was so positive about everything. And, you know, he is such a positive person now, energetic. I mean, he's younger too. So, I mean, obviously that helps because, I mean, you know, I'm in my 40s and I'm like, yeah, I don't have any energy for this anymore. And he's just like, oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And, you know, it's like when, you know, you see a grandparent, you know, and their little grandchild who's full of energy all the time. And it's like, well, where's the off button? You know, because they're just filled with so much energy. And that's kind of how I felt, you know, with my own son, because I'm thinking, you know, like his energy is infectious and contagious, and his positivity is the same way. And it's like, oh, I could, you know, I'm so grateful that we were able to start our new relationship on the right foot, and we have just built it up from there. So it's just been, you know, amazing and incredible, and I have to give him so many props for being the person that he is, to have, you know, overcome all the things that he's had to deal with me. You know, he did do that mostly on his own, and he is just an amazing person. He has a girlfriend now. He's living with her. He's working at a good job. He's, you know, doing well for his, you know, in his life. He's never smoked. He hardly ever drinks. He doesn't do drugs. He goes to the gym and works out as often as he can. I mean, he is just, you know, the epitome of like perfection in person, really. And I am so pleased to call him my son.
Oh, Lorraine, what a story. That's really touched my heart. What a young man. What a young man. And that strength inside of him and that love. Wow, he's going to go far, Lorraine. He's going to really go far. Oh, I'm so happy to hear it. It's just amazing, isn't it? And that's, he's all of your journey and part of your journey. You know, it's huge, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, and every step of the way, when I told him, you know, like I wanted to start achieving my dreams and I wanted to pursue a writing career. You know, these are the things I had talked about for years, but had never actually taken any steps towards. So he's like, Mom, just go for it. Just do it. And with his encouragement, I did. And, you know, he encouraged me every step of the way, and he still does. I mean, now he'll say, okay, so have you been on any podcasts lately? Send me the link and I'll listen to it, you know, when I'm driving. Or, you know, it's like, okay, cool, you know, right on. And so he's even now still supporting me in what I do. And, you know, having him in my life has just made all the difference in the world.
Awesome. And what is his name, Lorraine?
His name is Julian.
Julian. Right, Julian, if you're listening, I think you are the most amazing guy, and what a wonderful son you are. Just in case he listens. Just in case.
I'm so proud of him. He's just, and I'm so blessed and happy that he was able to, you know, forgive me for my mistakes and forgive me for all of the negative stuff, and just help me focus on the positive and help me, you know, stay on the path of positivity to good things. He really is, you know, just, I love him so much.
That's beautiful, and I can just feel that warmth. Really feel that warmth. Lorraine, can you share with, I mean, we've heard, you know, so many bits and pieces, and it's all such an inspiration. I really feel quite on fire here now. Can we share some techniques today that listeners could do, you know, sort of right now, or think about doing if they're suffering in a similar way? And as we talked about it isn't about suffering and having been through exactly, you know, what you've been through with the rape and the prostitution and the self-sabotage and the drugs, etc. But it's more so about what could they do if they're feeling those feelings of shame, of total worthlessness, that they are alone, that they just can't see another way out. Can we just have a little talk about some of those techniques?
You bet. Let's talk about positive affirmation.
Those I'm so with
are my absolute favorite technique to use. I wrote a whole chapter on this in my book, From Nope to Hope. And because I am so passionate about sharing this secret that was kept from me